What's up, my peeps? It's the turtle smashing, dragon punching, titan smashing, zombie blasting, race car drifting, multiplayer butt whipping, the collector of coins, rings, looms, rupees, and tanukis. I got food for self, emeralds for wealth, and med packs for health. I got the double jumps, turbo boost, time freezes, and invincibility. Leveled up all of my abilities. I run Vice City and made the Mushroom Kingdom better, and I am the first human Spectre. This is Mastermind, and welcome back. What's going on, peeps? Mastermind here with another video. Today's video is going to be about the news coming from Iron Galaxy regarding Killer Instinct Season 3 and some of the new information we have on Jago. Now, I know a lot of this news that's come out in the last week has kind of gone under the radar. Not so much for hardcore Killer Instinct fans, but just in the fighting game community in general. I think Street Fighter V is definitely dominating the news, especially with all of these character reveals as of late. So anyway, what I want to do is just get right into some of the information. So let's get started. So during E3, they had Iron Galaxy had announced several changes that were coming to Jago. I'm just going to go over a couple of those real quick before I get into some of the new stuff. So the laser sword special move, that's no longer a thing for Jago. So that quite changes him significantly from Jago to Jago. His wind kick input triggers now a slide move, that special slide that he has, so he no longer has a wind kick. Some of his normals have changed. Back hard punch and forward high kick have now changed. So they're different normals now. His back high kick move is now an overhead kick. And his forward high kick is a push kick that you can cancel into a dash. According to this, if you double tap your attack buttons when performing special moves, it takes out a chunk of his meter, but it enhances his attack. They're calling it a surge special. He can now still throw Endodukins in the air. And his shadow uppercut is now, it goes completely vertical. And it doesn't move forward at all. So that's quite different. And his quarter circle kick triggers a new dive kick move from the air or the ground. That also works as a linker. Jago's forward and back dashes are much longer in travel and duration, and has a brief invulnerability window in the middle where he passes out and can pass to opponents. Kind of, I guess, reminiscent a little bit of Saberwolf. And Jago can cancel his dashes into throw, uppercut specials, tap any punch, or you can do it on a dive kick special by tapping any kick. So that's what they said during E3. Now here are the new changes that they just recently announced last week. Because of his dash is such of a big commitment compared to regular Jago, and he can't perform up close pressure quite as safely, they've increased his walk speed to 15% more than Jago's. So that's a huge thing right there. And it's going to really make him, I think, stand out and be a lot different from just regular Jago. His slide is unsafe on block, the one that's replaced his wing kick, but the surge version, which teleports behind, now causes a launcher, and that move is safe, but still negative on block. Now, by the way, mind you, I'm reading this all from Killer Instinct's official website, so if you, I'll leave the link in the description below so you can read it yourself if you like. You can now cancel into a back hard kick or, you know, the overhead kick from any normal attack. So that kind of makes his pressure and his mix-up game kind of insane. Jago's slowest Endodukin is the same speed as Jago's fastest Endodukin, and his medium and heavy versions are even faster. He can also throw another Endodukin while the first one is still on the screen. So that really changes Jago up completely from regular Jago. Shadow Endodukins throw 5 projectiles quickly. So again, that makes him really insane. I can't wait to see what that actually looks like in game. The surge version of the uppercut special doesn't deal huge extra damage, but it does set up a juggle move. The shadow version of the dive kick special can recapture as well. So Shadow Jago has recapture moves that makes him stand out quite a bit. His standing low kick has changed to a knee attack that also works as a fake out for his forward high kick, his push kick command normal. Crouching hard punch has changed to a stab sword out farther to cover different space than his vertical uppercut. That's kind of different. I'm not too sure if I'm crazy about that. I kind of like his crouching kind of anti-air uppercut, but we're gonna have to just see what that is. And Shadow Jago's throw automatically transitions into the laser sword animation, giving him a launcher and a juggle opportunity. They are doing things to actually give us more of his laser sword kind of moves according to this information. Shadow Jago's uppercuts unleash his deadly blade for cutting action. So when he does his uppercut, instead of it being a punch, he's going to use his sword. Now, if you fought against Shadow Jago in the arcade mode, you did see that move when he ended you. So I think it's going to be a kind of similar animation to that. And that's pretty much it as far as the move list for Shadow Jago. Now, for his instinct, during instinct, Shadow Jago gets the same 2+ frames on his frame data that Jago gets, so that's pretty cool. During his instinct, if Shadow Jago hits his opponent with an Endodukin or dashes through them, he attaches the Dark Tether.
The Dark Tether.
Sounds pretty cool. When the Dark Tether is attached, all of Shadow Jago's moves and surge moves cost him half the usual amount as far as his meter, and he drains the remaining half from his opponent's meter. If Shadow Jago presses hard punch and hard kick, while the tether is activated, he will strike a quick pose and build 1 full meter for himself instantly. But his opponent's gains 1 meter instantly as well, so that's kind of a risk-reward kind of thing. So that's going to be really crazy. Used in conjunction with his incredible surge specials, the instinct can be extremely deadly, according to Iron Galaxy. If you hit Shadow Jago, the tether will break and he will have to reattach it with another dash through or Endodukin. So just hitting him will cancel the effects of whatever he's doing. This is all the new information regarding Shadow Jago, and I think it's pretty significant, the amount of information that they gave us. And I think that really makes him an interesting character. I always found Shadow Jago like regular Jago, and of course the old Shadow Jago, kind of just your basic character. He's the Ryu of Killer Instinct. Now, with this version of Shadow Jago, he kind of turns him into the evil Ryu. It's the parallels are quite striking, but I found evil Ryu to be way more fun in this last iteration of Street Fighter to Ryu. He was just a lot of fun. Evil Ryu, I loved him. Now I think this is going to do the same thing for Shadow Jago, so I'm really hyped over this. Definitely want to know what you guys think. So now I want to get into some of the things that Iron Galaxy talked about as far as what's going to happen with Season 3. Now, they said that for the website, they're going to be updating the characters, the stories, the bios on the website, and all of that is supposed to tie into Season 1 and 2, tie into Season 3. In particular, they mentioned Season 1 because I guess that Season 1 wasn't getting as much love as far as the characters and the stories are concerned when they created Season 2. So I'm glad that they are doing that. So look forward to that in the next couple of weeks. They also said that they're going to continue the streams and the textual streams. So that's going to be pretty cool because anytime I knew that one was coming, one of their tender moments, I always look forward to seeing that and, seeing the way they broke down each character. Always a lot of enthusiasm and always very in-depth, actually. I remember comparing their stream to like what the Mortal Kombat guys were doing, and I always thought that the KI guys knew their fighters and knew the fighting system for their own game much better. So I look forward to seeing them play. That's going to be really cool. They said that there's going to be some rebalancing to Season 3 similar to what they did to Season 2. Now, I don't think it's going to be as drastic because I know a lot of people are flipping out over that, but you got to understand, Season 1, they needed to make it their own game. They were taking over from Double Helix, and they really needed to make it their own game. And I know early on there were some of the pros that once the changes started being made to Season 2, they right away jumped off the game. And, I have my own opinion on that. It's not really a favorable opinion because I do think a lot of pros, they find ways in a video game and fighting games to manipulate the system, and then they just take advantage of that over and over in the tournaments, and I don't think that's cool. So that's why I'm a supporter of patching fighting games and fixing any glaring problems that we see in them. If you look at Season 1 and Season 2 and you look at KI now, it's a much better game, and it plays much better, and it's way more balanced than Season 1 was. So not to take anything away from Double Helix, I think they did a phenomenal job. I just think that Iron Galaxy needed to make it their own and fix some of the problems that the game had. And the game still has a couple of problems, so I think they're going to do some rebalancing. I don't think it's going to be as drastic as what we saw with Season 2, but it's gonna change some things for sure. They did say that many characters are going to get buffs, some are going to get nerfs, and 2 characters in particular were going to get redone or reworked. So what does that mean? I think it means more gameplay than graphics or, design. And I think if we are going to talk about gameplay, I think the most likely, at least in my opinion, is going to be Khan Ra for obvious reasons. I think he's the most obvious character they need to change up a little bit and rework a little bit. I think Aganos might be the other one because I don't particularly think a lot of people find him appealing to play. And I think they really need to change that. And then the other one is Omen, because I think Omen is extremely inconsistent. And again, that's another character that a lot of people are not encouraged to play. And they're just not as fun as they could be. Some people I know are saying Maya. I think Maya is fine, mostly the way she is. They did a lot of tinkering with her. I think she's, for the most part, she's okay. I would also like to mention that they kind of confirmed that Gargos is going to be in the game. Now, we already know Kimmu's in the game. We already know that Rash is in the game because we had the beta. But, and you can read it because I'll have it on the description. I'll have the link on the description so you can check it out yourself. But they pretty much confirmed that Gargos is going to be in the game, which also makes me believe that Omen might be one of the characters that they change as far as the gameplay is concerned, because he's kind of like a cross between Shadow, Jago, and Gargos. So I think if they are going to have Gargos in the game, they might have to have him link a little bit to that character as well, but still be different. Right now, he just seems to be kind of like another variation of like Shadow Jago, but not really. So he's kind of a weird character. I would like to see them possibly rework him. Now, I did a wish list for what I would like to see in Season 3 as far as type of characters and returning characters. There aren't too many more returning characters that they can bring out, so a lot of these are going to be new characters. So that's going to also be, that link is going to also be in the description. Check it out. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Some of the changes I would like to see would be, I would like to see a graphic boost. Given the fact that it's coming out on the PC, given the fact that Street Fighter V is coming out the same month, and Mortal Kombat will have another combat pack coming out probably around that time, maybe even sooner, I think to give KI kind of a level playing field, they should kind of boost the graphics a little bit, maybe clean up some of the textures, maybe up the resolution on the Xbox One. I think that would be a pretty cool thing for them to do. I do think that every character now should have a stage ultra. Every stage should have one. Not just all of the stages in Season 3. I think they should go back and do all of the stage ultras, and maybe even rework a couple of them that we already have. I think the enders are really cool things to have in a fighting game, and KI should be able to put their own stamp on it and really make it flashy and make it cool, especially considering how cool the stages are already. I would also like to see the No Mercies and the Ultimate combos or whatever done. We kind of got a glimpse of it with Shadow Jago, but I think that was kind of lame. I think they should make it as flashy and as hype as they can possibly make it without, they don't have to have all the gore like Mortal Kombat, but Just make it flashy, make it really cool. They can definitely do that. So I would like to see them do that. Shadow Jago and Omen, I think, deserve a bunch of different colors, just like every other character. Instead of just that little blue color that they all, that they seem to kind of have. Now, I know Omen, they kind of said in the past that they really weren't going to do much more to him because he was like a bonus character or whatever. But really, if they want people to want to play him and want to master him, I think there should be some reworking done to him and give him some colors, man. I would love to see him in, just some crazy colors. I would like to see him in like a white or a yellow or something crazy. So, hook him up, give him some more accessories, make him more desirable for people to want to play him. And Shadow Jago, of course, I would love to see Shadow Jago and just different, like a retro version. Just really flesh him out as a, totally his own character. That would really be great. More dialogue in the story. I'm hearing people talk about that, or just more dialogue in general. I think that would be cool, but it's not something that's going to make or break season 3 for me. It would be nice, especially for story mode, if they're going to just kind of add more to the game. I think it would be pretty cool, but again, that's something that I desperately need to see. Keep improving the story, I think, is a big deal and something that they should do, but how they do it and how they present it, only time will tell. I thought season 2 was going to have a better story mode than what it did. It turned out to be just okay. It didn't blow me away at all. Now, the last two things, one is not really important and the other one I think is kind of important. I would like to see a couple of more tools in the training mode. In particular, what I want to talk about is like a manual training, kind of like what we have our combo breaking training or whatever. I would like to see a manual training so that way people can understand the timing and how to do it. I know you kind of have that in dojo mode, but it's only with one character. I would like to see you be able to learn how to counter break manuals by actually learning how to do manuals with your favorite characters. So hopefully they can implement that, so that way anytime you grab a character and you want to learn with that character, you can pick up a couple of manuals and learn the timing and learn how to do it. And that would be really cool, because I think if you're not spending a lot of time playing it and learning how to master it or even understanding what it is, I think it's a turn off for casual players. And after all, we don't want KI to just be people who are pros and people who are sticking to it like I am, but you want to see new people, especially that they're bringing it out on the PC. There's going to be a whole new audience to the game, and you want to give them the tools so that way they can get into it and start playing it immediately. What's going to happen early on is a lot of these PC players are going to jump on and they're going to get annihilated by the Xbox One players. So hopefully they'll at least have the tools to be able to compete. And then the last thing, I would say last but not least, but it is definitely least. In the loading screen, whenever you select your characters, every single time you see the two characters come together, Jago is like this. He's got his eyes closed because they have him blinking right at that time. That shouldn't be a major thing. Fix it. Fix it, Iron Galaxy. And that is all I have. Don't forget to leave a comment, because I'm dying to see what you guys think. What should we see in Season 3? What shouldn't we see in Season 3? I look forward to hearing that. I'll try to reply to everybody's comment if I can. Also, don't forget to like, share, and of course subscribe if you're new to my channel. And thanks again for sticking out this long video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Mastermind out.